What's up, this is Brandon Smitley from BrandonSmitley.com, bringing a training log video with commentary. This is a week 3 recap, getting ready for the APF bench only meet max effort lower day from Saturday. Nothing overly too crazy. His heaviest part of the wave for the safety squat bar work with 531. Again, using a 10 reps as my rep cap. So if I reach 10 reps, I just shut it down and then proceed on to next week. These squats felt pretty good. Looking at the video, at least from this, I can't tell if it's the light or whatever, but it looks like I'm squatting a little high on this. All my other weeks have been pretty good, so I'm not sure what it is, but either way, I'm just not happy with what I was seeing overall in terms of depth. I mean, the weight obviously moved really well, but let's say I'm cutting them a little short. Need to spread the floor a little bit more. But this is the heaviest I've gone, the most I've pushed it since my low back issues. And my all-time rep PR with this bar for 10 reps is 345. So, you know, I look like I'm on pace, but that just didn't look good. By this point, we had the door open and things look much better, but I do feel like I'm sitting deeper. This is only 2 plates. This is 5 sets of 10 with some pause squats with the safety squat bar as well. So I'm a little happier on this end, I guess, than I was my original work. I guess the next wave we'll just try to clean things up and come back and get it. I mean, there's not much I can do back now in hindsight, but I guess at least that's why I filmed this stuff and kind of see what's going on. And I even shot a rear angle so I can kind of see what my hips are doing, and hopefully I can kind of do this a little bit more if I'm able to. We got some people in here in tight space, you know, space is tight commodity, and with the camera it's not really all that important as long as I can get some of my top stuff in so I can see what's going on. But it doesn't look like I'm having too bad of any kind of hip shift or anything, so maybe a little bit, but I mean, as a whole, this is drastically better than what it had been in previous months. And like I said, the 2 plates felt really good. Didn't feel heavy or anything. It was almost more cardiovascular work than anything else. Main stuff for max effort, upper body stuff on Sunday. One board against double mini bands. This was 280. I was going for 3. Ended up hitting a double, which was a little squirrely, and the third one, I went for a third one, and I had no tightness. I didn't stay in control of the weight very well. Pretty disappointed with that performance on that. It was still a PR, so I mean that's good, I guess. And some back down work at 255. I got 5 for 4, and I said screw it, let's go for a 4 rep PR. And went up to 265 for 4. So you would think if I can get this 265 for 4 that I'd be able to get 280 for 2 or 3, but it is what it is. Still really happy with that. Like I said, PR across the board. So working on some of that mid-range to lock out, some pin presses against double mini bands so we have the band set up. Just some sets of 5 there with 245 plus the double mini bands. And to give you an idea, the double mini bands are adding about 80 pounds, so you know that's basically my competition max for some reps around mid-range, which is really good. And some safety squat bar JM presses. I know these don't get a lot of love, but these are definitely a good use for your safety squat bar if you've got one. You can't screw up the JM press technically with that. And the stretch in the tricep is definitely different. Hits the medial head pretty hard, so worth a shot, something different, I guess, since the triceps are a pretty big emphasis right now, at least for my training. Some speed squats. The last part of the wave with the bands, going with 215 for 8 doubles. I thought these looked pretty speedy and pretty quick. Really happy with where my squat has gone in the past couple months. Given all that I've gone through and tried to rehab back and everything. Again, I don't think I'm 100%. I don't even think I'm close. I think I'm at a point where I can train. I just can't train as hard as I would like. That might just be something I have to kind of deal with for the rest of my career and learn when to push and pull a little bit more. But so long as I can keep my speed work in and do some sub-max work year-round and then try to really build it up for meets is what I have to do. I am a conjure guy through and through, but we'll have to just see how I'm going to have to mold this after this bench press meet and if I can get healthy. Some speed pulls, 300 and some chains for a couple singles. I think 9 singles if I remember correctly. Pretty pleased with these for the most part. I like to see my shoulders back on a couple of these sets, but doing a really good job of getting my hips through. Weights breaking off the ground really easy. I'm getting in a position relatively good. I can definitely tell when my hips are just a hair too low or right where they need to be. The weight almost flies off the floor effortlessly when it's in the right spot. When it's not, it takes a little bit more work. But like I said with the squats, to be able to actually do some pulls and get things feeling right and move a little bit of weight actually feels good. I do feel that my deadlift probably has not lost as much steps as I thought it had, but I'm just not at the point where I can test it right now, so we'll kind of see how things go after July is up. I think that's a good amount of time. That's going to be 8 months of like pretty much pure rehab and getting things back, and then hopefully I can hit a full power meet by the end of the year if things are feeling good and continue to progress the way they have. Otherwise, I'll have to just kind of maybe finish up some stuff for the rest of the year, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not trying to think too far ahead. Speed bench work. Got this in on Wednesday. This was a pretty good speed day. 6 triples with 165, Buffalo bar. Speed looks pretty good. Technique is also relatively solid for me. Finally, I've gotten used to speed benching with this bar. So for the second half of the wave, or the second half of the meet prep, going to straight bar, I think it's gonna be pretty smooth and pretty easy. It's gonna make me appreciate having 6 weeks of a little bit of a deficit to work with. Close grip workup was 210 for 6, I think, so it's on the bar right now. 95, 205, yeah, it's 210 for 6. Almost missed it, but ended up getting that. That was a good rep PR. And then I dropped the weight down to 190, took my competition grip and just did 4 sets of 8 to get in a little bit extra volume. Continue to work on that lockout and make that joint angle more specific for the triceps. That's something I definitely need to remember when it comes to the shirt work. When being a shirt, being that joint angle specific is going to start to really matter come midday. So these 4 sets, no, kind of boring, but I guess at least it's a way for you to kind of look at how you can add in some extra work if you're running a concurrent system. If you're raw, the key thing is to make sure that you're leaving reps in the tank on stuff like this. Definitely felt like I probably could have done 10 to 11 reps almost on every set, but like I said, I kept a couple reps in the tank, because I have to remember my key thing to really work on is those Sundays with the max effort stuff. So and the speed work was already done for technique. So that's all I've got. Thanks for checking in, and keep up with stuff over at elitefts.com.